Hey, what's going on, Vikings fans? It is Skol back again with another Minnesota Vikings video. First off, I just want to say thank you to the Chicago Bears. Thank you guys so much. It means a lot. You guys were scaring me a little bit, not going to lie, with all that Russell Wilson talk. But, I'm glad that got shut down. I'm glad you guys decided to go with Andy Dalton. Thank God. I was scared we were going to have to play Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers 4 times a year. So now we just got to deal with Dalton and Goff 4 times a year. So Bears, thank you. Still probably beat us because you guys own us, but whatever. We'll probably switch you guys next year. Don't worry about it. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about our star defensive end, star young player from LSU, Danielle Hunter. There's been a lot of talk about him wanting to hold out, him not happy with his contract. I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts and why I kind of really don't think Danielle Hunter has any leverage on the Minnesota Vikings right now. And I love Danielle, and I'm always supporting players getting their money. However, I got some thoughts on Danielle Hunter and his contract that he signed. Anyways, let's get right into it. Danielle Hunter, what should the Vikings do? How should they handle the Danielle Hunter situation? All right, so Danielle Hunter, obviously he's our star DN from LSU. Last year he did not play because he had a neck spasm. He was the first player to ever record 50 sacks, or the fastest player to ever record 50 sacks in his NFL career. Danielle Hunter, we all know what he's about. He gets to the quarterback, and he's also phenomenal against the run. He's everything you want in a D end, and he's young. And the points I'm about to make, it takes nothing away from his game. I think his game is great. I think he's a top 3 D end in the NFL, and it's not me being biased. I think people have forgotten about him. He's a consistent 15 sacks every year. He's consistent against the run every year, and he's a great locker room guy, brings great energy. He's a physical specimen, kind of like a DK Metcalf, just on the D line. What I'm about to say takes nothing away from Danielle Hunter. I'm just talking about the money, and I'm talking about the contract he signed and why he has no leverage on the Vikings to potentially hold out this year. Don't know what's going on. Danielle Hunter, a couple years ago, he signed a 5-year, $72 million contract. And Danielle Hunter is apparently not happy with that. And apparently he wants to be the highest paid defensive player in the league. Again, I'm all here for it, Danielle. But also, you don't have any leverage on the Vikings. You are an absolute stud. I get it. But listen, you're coming off an injury, which is the neck. And you are in a defensive, whether defensive or offensive lineman, or either running back or linebacker, your neck is something you don't mess around with. And it's something that could get a little frightening as a fan. I mean, I'm even scared that he might not play next year. So how could Spielman just write off let's just say that he just gets an extension of a 5-year, $170 million like he says he may want? That's not how it works. And especially in a year where the cap is down to $182.5 million, dropping nearly $18 million from last year, and you want to get paid more annually per year. I mean, that would just completely cripple the Vikings. Unless there's some way to he's not getting paid that much this year on the book and they just put it off for years, but then we could get screwed down the road. If I were Danielle Hunter, and this is obviously easier said than done because I'm a fan, this is what I would want him to do, would be come to the Vikings and just express your discomfort. Don't go to the media about it. Just be like, hey, listen, I'm not happy with what I'm being paid. I think I'm way better. And I would almost be like, hey, I'm about to show you guys this year, but I want to have some guarantees that you guys plan on extending me past this 5-year, $72 million deal if I do ball out. I'm sure Rick Spielman, if he goes out and he has 18 sacks this year and he is great and the Vikings go on a nice little playoff run, I'm sure Spielman would write that check in a heartbeat to keep Danielle, and I would too, and I would be fine with it. But I'm just saying, Danielle, what really leverage could you have on the Vikings right now? I mean, it's not like he played last year. I mean, we haven't seen him play in a while since that San Francisco 49ers playoff game that feels like an eternity ago. And I get it. It was something he couldn't control. It was his neck. But then also, last year in training camp, I remember people said he had a neck injury, but nobody thought it would be this serious. Nobody thought he'd be out for the year. It was a tweak. That's what Zimmer said. And then it got into, all right, he's going to miss the first 3 weeks. He's on IR. And then he just called it for the season. And I understand he's good. He's healthy right now. At least that's what he's saying. But also, it's tough to get back to your former self. And I'm not saying he isn't. I would put $100 that he would get back to his former self. I'm just saying it's a contract thing. It's a money thing. It's a business. You're not going to give $150 million to a guy without seeing him play in a year and a half. And he's coming off a neck injury when he's a bigger dude. It's a difficult situation. And if the Vikings had the money right now to sign Danielle, even coming off the neck injury, I would. But they don't. And that's the point. I'm like, if he really ends up holding out and he really doesn't want to play for this team unless it's for getting a certain amount of money, it would suck. I would hate it because I love Danielle. I've been on him since his rookie year. He has been one of the guys I've said is going to be a great player, and I think he's still not even at his peak yet. But then you're going to have to look at the option of trading him, and that's just something I don't want to get to. So I'm hoping all this is smoke. I'm hoping this is a bunch of fake news going on that Danielle would hold out. I'm hoping he's ready to go. I'm hoping he's motivated about for missing next year. This could be all talk, but I think the Vikings, if he does end up holding out, just stand pat. Don't fold into this. We love Danielle. I love Danielle. Everybody loves Danielle in Minnesota. He's kind of the heart of the defense now with Eric Kendricks and Harrison Smith. You keep those three guys for next year on good deals. The Vikings can make some noise. They just got him another D lineman to play next to. Hopefully they draft another one. And we're looking at having a really good D-line where Danielle's not getting double-teamed all the time. And he can go one-on-one, and he can get those 18 sacks, and he can get that payday. And that's the vision I have. But Danielle Hunter, listen, I get it, but you really have no leverage right now. And I know you're probably not watching this, but that sucks to hear that you have no leverage, and I don't think he does. So I don't think he'll get paid. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. What should the Vikings do with Danielle Hunter? I think they should just stand pat and let him play next year and dominate like he will. Leave a like on the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Skol side, Minnesota, I don't know what I just said. Minnesota Viking Daily Takes. Subscribe for more. Thank you guys so much.